A happy good evening to
Oh,
all of
but
you,
you and
wherever
my
you're
wife
watching
are
from and
waiting.
whatever you are doing. Padoli, please mute yourself wherever you
Oh,
are and
yeah.
whatever you are doing. We want to say welcome. This is the Bottomline Liberia discussions. Today is the 1st of May 2026. So we've gone January, February, March, April, May. This is the fifth month, and we have like 7 more months to go, and we will be getting very closer to elections because elections will be 2029 in Liberia, and uh, campaign will actively kick off in 2028. And so when we in 2027 already, it means that most of the parties have laid down their groundworks, especially the good parties. We're not talking about people who will get put group of people together and can run the election and find some kind of chance to align with people. So 2026 is 5 months old now, and pretty soon we'll be going to 6 months old. Then we'll have 6 more months to go in the year 2026. So let me say welcome to my colleagues tonight. Paul the Lord Chiripley is here, and he sits in his comfortable studio in London, while Mr. Maurice Yakuba Dore sits in Manchester. And together we all will be coming to you with the information as they unfold, as you already know them, but we will be giving our own perspective. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening, gentlemen, and good evening to our audience. It's good to be back on the bottom line discussion for the Friday edition. I want to say to you guys, I'm happy to be among the living and also to be in paradise to share the platform with wonderful people. It's good to be back here. Good evening to all.
Padori.
Yeah. Uh, you know, as I always say, I'm so glad to be with the two gentlemen, two lovely, devoted Liberians who take their own time all day to educate the Liberian people about the happiness in our country. So I'm so glad to be in their midst. And I would like to inform our brothers and sisters in and abroad that Bottomline is not the enemy of the government. We are now enemy of any nation, any of our government, but we are organizations or top show that say things how we see it. We hope that people will at least take note and our message should be resonate to them, at least to think wisely for the next general election. So we want to say how we see it. We man are even among ourselves we don't agree with one thing. So we do expect everybody to agree with us. But I want you to take the best among the West and add on it. Thank you very much. I'm here tonight with my two brothers.
Okay, and so let's officially say welcome to the Borderline Liberia discussions. And guess what? Today is May 1, Labor Day. And it fell on a good day, right? Friday. So no
Yeah,
job on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for some people. So Labor Day was today, and everybody's a laborer. And so let me send this congratulatory treat for this day. Everybody's a laborer. Somebody will say, even the president. The president himself is a laborer. A laborer is somebody who does work, who labor to achieve what they want. So anybody who is working is a laborer. Even Bill Gates, because they are billionaires, but they still work. They're working for themselves. They are everybody. Even God is a laborer because God worked to create to according to the Bible, God want to create also God himself is a laborer. So labor day to God to everybody. We
Well,
hope you enjoy your
that's good.
day.
But then the rest of Europe celebrate Labor Day. But in the UK today is not a holiday, but on Monday we call it bank holiday because we lack money. So everything about a bank. Instead of labor, we say the money holiday. So bank holiday on Monday. So
Uh-huh.
see,
Thank
that's
you,
that.
thank you for that explanation. I was in the UK going to school for 4 years, and I always heard this thing about bank holiday. So I didn't know, and I mean, I was a student, man. I even needed holiday to take some rest from the hard studies, so I didn't have that time to ask people what a bank holiday actually meant. But I thought it was just I didn't know. Thanks for that information.
You know, when it comes to money, that the English will like money. So any type of money, they will always reserve for a particular day. So we have about 5 bank holidays in a year, and that's the true all people work. So
Okay,
yeah,
and this is where my confusion came from. Every time, every year we get plenty of bank holidays, so I was confused. It's
yeah.
what I thought was that it was a bank like some of your famous banks. I left money in one of those banks. So I left some, why they call it one? The the one
It's
with the horse
Lloyd's. That's Lloyd's Bank.
Lloyd's
That's
Bank.
law. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my money. I left money there at least around almost
If you
hundreds of
still got
more.
a car, if you still got a car, you will get your money.
I left from there since 2012.
Yeah,
So
no matter what happened.
So the
I,
thing
When
is,
you have the
those sort of
car,
money they invest your money into something else. So you get more interest on that money if
yeah.
you
but then,
speak.
but then you guys are making me interested. So maybe I will check.
But
But let's say welcome to
it's
all
the
of you who are
money.
watching. Yeah, welcome to all of you who are watching. Faith called Tome, I guess from Germany. If I'm not wrong, because this name rings there from Hanover during our first ANC program we had. So I still remember this name. She was behind the program, and the program for me was a success. So I want to say welcome, and for those of you who are watching, wherever you're watching from, just leave us a like or a heart or some comment, and then we'll recognize you. We'll see your name, and then we'll recognize you. But tonight, Paul, we like I said from the start of the show, we are nearing election time, and a lot of things going to be happening. So, what are some of those things happening today that we think we'll be touching on?
Well, thank you, Lynn, for that question. The thing is, it's quite interesting. We'll be looking at Jeremiah Kuhn comment that he made that how Teron Gonglo and other people are not speaking though. Yeke said something that led to his removal from the house. But what Jeremiah Kuhn said, whether it's from national security that Liberia have a hidden fighting force that no one know of. So I want to put a flyer on to be able to talk. You see, Liberia have an army, according to the vice president, a fighting force. So we asking, who are these Liberian hiding or the fighting force that no one know of? Why we asking this question? Who pay these people? Who are these people? Are we going back in the days? If you those that were around in the 80s, during the Samuel Doe regime, we used to hear the thing say death squad. Death squad, nobody knew of them, but it was just rumors that been circulating about death squad, death squad. So if Liberia have a fighting force unknown to the citizen, we want to know who are these people. That is the question we're asking because the vice president said it. So we're picking from what he said. And Teron also said that vice president's statement could lead us into more hard water with Guinea. So we're asking if Liberia have a fighting force, because in other countries, for example, like France, they have a fighting force as apart from the army. They call them the French Legion. Then in the UK, they have this guy, they call it Gurkhas. They are fighting force, but they separate from the army. So if Liberia have a fighting force, why is it the public not know of this fighting force? So we just asking the question. This is the question. So we're asking our viewers, who are the Liberians? Who are Liberians hiding fighting force? So we just want to know. And the bottom line, we are very curious. So we always pick into things that people live. So that would be the discussion. And then we'll look at what Ellen Johnson said yesterday, that getting Unity Party people so angry with their former leader. Then Alexander Cummings said something that they took out of context. So why is it when Cummings speak, Unity Party people get so annoyed? So we'll be looking at that. And then we'll listen to Edwin Snow regarding the situation with Yeke. And Yeke now moving around the county. I think Yeke has become more popular now. So we'll be discussing that. So gentlemen, this is the show for tonight. And we want our audience support. We want your comment as well. We'll open the telephone line. Let's have a discussion. Leifert.
Thank you so much. And so for those of you just joining us, this is a Bottomline Library Discussions. We're going to take a very short musical break. And the reason we always, like I've always said, we play this music for two reasons. Number one, this music speaks to the situation with every government in Liberia, how they are corrupt, they lie to the people. Then when they are elected, they become corrupt, they abandon the people. That's the first reason. The second reason we play the music is for you that are joining us to be able to have some little time to share the show to your various platforms and your friends in that short interim time. And then maybe if there should be a third reason why we play the music is because this is a Liberian music and we want to promote the Liberian musicians as well. And that's why, and somebody will ask me maybe why you only play Takunji and saying you want to promote Liberian music. We do play for some other people too. That's why we play the music. So we're going to take that short musical break and we'll come back. Then we'll be going straight into the discussions and then you can help us to share the show.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to all our damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for us. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, you got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for
through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. Your spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers headlines that made news during the week on the Bottomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Oh dear, God damn it.
Okay, welcome back, and we're ready for business. And like we said, we do know the date today. Today is the 1st of May 2026, and that means we are in May now. And today is Labor Day. Enjoy your Labor Day and get ready for Monday. For those of you who do not have work on Saturday and Sunday. So, guys, welcome. And like we said before, we'll be discussing the political situation as we unravel in Liberia. Of late, there has been this wrangling and this misinformation that the government is giving us about the situation in Lofa, where we don't know for sure. I, for one, don't know for sure why the Guinean soldiers are still there. And our government continues to tell us that they are making negotiation, they are negotiating peacefully, and which we all agree to, because to go into any scuffle now with Guinea will be very costly. I'm not sure how much prepared we are, but our vice president tells us that there is a group in Liberia where one of them can just go and take whole town. This group, we have not heard of it before. So, Paul, do you have anything concerning that to let us know, to tell us?
So this is the question we're all asking. Before I start, I want to say to our audience, good evening from my end, from the United Kingdom. To be precise, I want to say welcome to the Bottomline discussion. This is the question we asked from what Jeremiah Combs said. We're asking, who are Liberians hiding fighting force that we have apart from the army? So we just want to know, because the thing is quite interesting. If you have a fighting force that no one know of, because I remember when we were kids growing up under Samuel Doe, the army, we had a group they called the Satu that everyone knew of. They were they were trained in, I think, Israel, and it came back. Everybody knew the Satu were people that you didn't mess around with them. So if Liberia have a fighting force at this time, unknown to the citizen, who are these people? Who control them? Now, I'll take you back. In the C80, there was a speculation also regarding a death squad. Although that people could, if they don't like you, they will get this, they will send them on you, and then they will delete you from the planet Earth. So we just concerned if the vice president saying that we have a fighting force that we don't know of. I think all Liberians should know it shouldn't be a hating thing. So who are these people? So that is the question, gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be my personal opinion on that statement from the vice president. Immediately when I heard that, first thing came in my mind was the young men have said something that creating unnecessary problem for our country. But to be really clear of what he said, my personal opinion, I classify it as slip of tongue. He didn't really get proper advice, or he just wanted to make some regular statement to scare who I don't know, for God's sake. And if man know the consequences of the statement that he was making. So For this reason, I look at it to be a slip of tongue. And when he realized within that same uh, radio show, when he realized that he make a statement that's not correct, he start to come out with diplomatic statement that they are still doing something diplomatically and here and there. So basically, Liberia is a country where we all know how the country is situated. I don't have any belief that we got any healing forces anywhere, any part of that country besides the national security, which is comprised with the national army, police, immigration, SS services, and stuff like that. So I do believe that they have some form of combatant that are now no longer active anymore. Some of them have more than 60, 40, 50. So they cannot be active to do anything when you come to combat. So I don't believe that we have anything special to fight anybody. So what we need to concentrate on here is how the central government can do everything possible to to curtail this problem that's going on in the Guinean border with us. And also not to remain silent and do everything possible to inform the citizens because people are worried. Some people are worried. They didn't know the aftermath. They didn't know where are we going. They didn't know where we're coming from. So basically, many people would like to know how far our central government is standing in this case. Let them come up with assurance and give a clarity on what actually is happening in that particular area of our country. But a second man in command coming out with that kind of statement, he baffled many people. Like Tewa Gongo is now a small man in our society, in our Liberian society. He's a renowned lawyer, where professional criminal lawyer. He know every statement that people make, the consequences of it. That's the reason why he came up with that podcast. But that's my personal statement in this matter. That's my personal opinion. Let the government do everything possible to work on because we're getting a lot of information which is not correct. Even depriving our journalists from going around the area to establish some fact, saying the central government is refusing to brief the citizens. The private journalists in the country, when they go around, they say if you see any of them around, they will jail them. So we don't know why they take that sort of decision. So which is completely wrong. It's scary. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much. And I mean, we all are on the same rail on this one that we want an amicable solution to this problem. Because listen, we came from war. Liberia came from war. Guinea, I don't remember if Guinea ever fought war since their independence. I've never heard that before. If they did, then it was not maybe a big war. But Guinea has no experience of war, but they got good army because they say in the time of peace to prepare for war. So they've been preparing all those years. The Guinean soldiers were even in Liberia as part of the ECOMO peacekeeping troops. But we have been in war. We begin exhausted from our war. At the end of the war, our military, our standing military, I'm not talking about the rebel forces that were fighting, or the standing military became exhausted. They became almost disbanded. And at the end of the day, during the disarmament period, everybody was disarmed. So our security was virtually in the hands of foreigners, where we had ECOMOG and UN people, then, I know UNIMIL, all these kind of groups. And after they left, succeeding government or government that started now on a new Liberia, so to speak, post-war Liberia, had not actually put the army on the standing or in a position that will be a standing army that we can depend on. And I don't know how long they had a plan in the pipeline, and then this thing happened in the interim. And so here we are trying to grapple with situation, thinking what to do. Should we go force the Guineans out, or should we just bow down under them and negotiate? And this is where we are, and this is where the government is. But they don't want to tell us the truth. And look, it's very simple. If you want to fight, if your friend may attack you, you want to fight, and you know you ain't able to die. If you want to run away, you run away. If you want to beg, you got say, my man, sorry, I ain't able to buy. Listen, and let's do it this way. But the government wants to play tough at home or away. When I mean playing tough at home, they stopping journalists from going to report the actual fight. When anybody makes certain statement against the situation or towards the situation, you become a target. Even if you government official, they remove you. So think about ordinary citizens in Liberia. They are afraid. People will talk in the corner, but nobody will talk out. Politicians come and give their view on the issue. The ruling party people come after them and say all kinds of things. So they play tough at home, but away from home, they are zero. I can see that they are zero in this case. Nothing the government can do. The Guineans are sitting there. If the government say they can do something, let them defy me. Let them prove me wrong. Let them go and engage the Guineans to the point where the information minister will come and make a chartered statement that if we citizens, which is our right to question our government, because we employ them, that if we feel that the government is not doing anything, we should go and let them arm us. Okay, recently we saw young people going to be enlisted. Now arm them and let them go for the Guinea. And now, Jeremy Pia, it's time for you to arm those people who came voluntarily, give them the arm and let them go remove the Guineans, saying you think that was the process. But the government have been making all the mistakes. And for the vice president, who is president in waiting, Joe Boga for and died today or resign, God forbid, died today or resign, Jeremiah, you will be the president. And you are telling the nation that there are forces in Liberia, of which one man from a Monday can capture a whole town. That's what I said on the last edition of this program on Tuesday, that Jeremiah Kuhn grew up in the water as a little boy, and probably those part of story he heard that we got Superman who can go and turn invincible on the war front, he still believes that those things were true. And that's why I'm not making an excuse for him. But if he's a second man in command and making no kind of statement, I don't know, I want to ask the two of you here, how do you consider that statement? Because this is coming from the man in command, the man who could be president today, tomorrow, anytime. Okay, he's making a kind of comment. Do you think he's competent? I mean, is his judgment competent? Because even I know, if we had that kind of forces, or those kind of forces in Liberia, we wouldn't just come out and this is the security part of it now. They're catching Yaka Kolua or security breach. But he is making a kind of statement. Even if we had that kind of force in Liberia, you think it was good for him to just come and say loudly like that?
But
Yeah.
Linford, they said Yaka Koluba, he went against the Liberian security, something was to be secret. So if Jeremiah Kuhn says something more than what Yeke said, Yeke was expelled from the house. So, I mean, let's set the stage now, because Amar Kone said something, they after him, he need to be investigated. Now Jeremiah Kuhn said there's a hidden fighting force that Liberia have. We don't know them. Is that hidden fighting force led by General Bodnike? I'm just asking question. We don't know. Who are the hidden force that we don't know of?
We can't even name anybody as part of that. Let's keep it to Jeremiah Kuhn. Probably Jeremiah Kuhn is a commander for that group.
Because he part of the John security, he can get briefing. So Yeke, they said what Yeke did, the statement Yeke made was what treasonous. So we come back to Jeremiah Kuhn, who telling us now, with a taxpayer that will have for hidden forces that can go in any village and one person can capture. So if we have these people, then since February 9, 2026, the Guineans crossed into our border. he left. He went back. Get this, oh. Then, when that time the king crossed the pole flare up, what happened? March 17, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone met in Conakry to have a discussion. That was the dialogue. Then after they left, the Guineans came back. And then what happened? Today, you have 3,380 homes, people displayed. And I just gave you the picture. And 59 villages and towns actually having this problem with them. That's a huge number, 59 villages and towns. And 3,380 people are displayed. So if you have these 14 folks claimed by Jeremiah Kuhn, when the Guinean went back across the border, why is it that we have these groups sitting down that are getting taxpayer money according to Jeremiah Kuhn? Why these people were not deployed in that place to protect those 3,380 people? You see, so his statement too is now we get the Guineans now will they leave? Because so before we conclude or move on, and let's listen to what Tewon say on this issue too, because it'll be quite interesting.
Before we play that video, I ask one question: is this vice president competent from this particular statement made? Can we consider him competent?
Well, that's a good question, but we don't know. Because he can talk loosely, then you cannot put security details in his hand that he will just say anyway he want to say it. You see, so if Liberia
and further being to be further, a little bit hypothetical, say if Jeremiah Kuhn becomes president today, making a kind of statement, and don't you think his presidency will be very, very volatile to the point where every small situation he would depend on his invisible group that he had that we don't know and just take a whole country to war?
No. I don't think so, because what Jeremiah Kuhn is doing, he's learning from his boss. And the president have a lot of gaff in his mouth. He will say something that God not creating no land anymore. So Jeremiah Kuhn is actually learning. So his experience he gaining now, waiting for the presidency, he learning from Joseph Boyka. So Joseph Boyka owned 46 years in government. This is what we're getting from Joseph Boyka. He does not care for the citizen. He will break down their homes and say, well, when he asks it, God not creating new land anymore. So the first, he doesn't care. So Jeremiah Kuhn learning from his boss. So you can't say his incompetence. He learning from Joseph Boyka. So Joseph Boyka learned from Samuel Doe and Ellen Johnson. So where he learned that the experience he brought to remove people, because according to them, Ellen remove Snow and Tyler. So, but Joseph Boyka, he will spare you from there, because that's the experience Joseph Boyka bringing he brought onto the table. You see, so Jeremiah Kuhn will be learning from Joseph Boyka too.
Okay, yeah, you can roll a video.
Now, so listen to what Tewon say about this issue. So the question is, if this is wrong, then should Jeremiah Kuhn be removed? That is the question, because if he can remove Yeke from making some reckless statement, then Jeremiah Kuhn says, so should he be removed as well? That's the question. Let's listen to Tewon.
On the vice president again, but also from Nimba, to be mindful of statements they make. If Liberia and Guinea go to war today, it will be because of the statement, because that statement has escalated the problem. It has created emotions in Guinea. If Bonneke makes a statement, we don't care. Bonneke made a statement that it could be in Guinea. That statement meant nothing to me. But when our elected officials at the higher places of government make a responsible statement, reckless statement, inflammatory statement that have the potential of undermining our peace and security, we as alternative leaders in this country must be concerned. And that is why I've taken this position today at the monument of light and darkness. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Take it down. I don't know. I don't know why Taiwan selected the LU campus as a venue for this his comment. But let's say welcome to Francis Munu Mensah. Francis is just joining us. He's joining us from Sweden. And Francis, we want to say welcome. Tonight we are discussing a range of topics, but right now we're discussing the situation at the Guinea border. I know you've been following the show and the statement that the first president made about some group in Liberia that we don't know about. I don't know about. Let me say me that one of them can even enter a whole town and capture it and capture all the people and just take over that town. And we have a standing army that we are paying. We got a standing police, we got a security, we got the NSA, we got everything that we're paying. But this group here, we don't know about who's paying them, where are they, who are they? We don't know. It could be some of our own parents who are in this group, but we don't know because just like we have a secret service now. So I want to say welcome to you, Francis. You just heard you heard a video from Councillor Taiwan Gonglo. He comes from Nima, where the first president comes from. So the political power in Liberia in recent years, the past 10 years, have been playing in Nima so much because Nima has been playing a major role. But you heard the video and you know the comment that the vice president made. And Taiwan is saying that the statement from the vice president could inflame because, of course, Guinea will take it as a threat that, so the people feeling sorry for when they say they're negotiating with us, so they got a secret group that we don't know about. Gentlemen, you're 45 the border and find yourself more men. What do you think, Francis?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for the show and hi to the team and hi to our listening audience. Unfortunately, I did not listen to the vice president's comments that he made. It would be good, to bring me up to speed. What he said actually, I did not follow up. Probably my being in the social media around the internet, but I have not followed. I do not know what he said. So
he said Liberia have a fighting force that no one knows of. That was his exact comment. They have a fighting force that can enter any town or village and capture one man, can capture. So we shouldn't be afraid of Guinea because all the thing about Guinea get 30,000 men. Only one man can capture, go, big time, capture the whole town. So we have these forces in Liberia sitting down that we don't know of. So that's the question.
Impossible. You have these people, but he might be speaking context, and it as usual, political opponents will take it out of context and run with it. And I think we have the armed forces of Liberia who are, the guys are harder trained. And so I think you are probably referring to them.
No, you're not referring to the armed forces of the special group. It's almost like the British will have the Grand Cross.
Within the armed forces, there might be a special group, my brother. Let me.
Friends say you might be right. So this is where comes about this security thing, where the water can use that let Yeke into the hot water. Because a certain security team, we're not supposed to know.
Let me respond to Francis. Okay, Francis. You see, that's why when I argue with people about the Bible, they want to bring kind of supposition. Oh, maybe God was. He said maybe when the Bible says so exactly. The Bible did I say maybe God made it work. The Bible said God made it work. So when I catch you in that area, you say, oh, maybe God was thinking. So Jeremiah did not say maybe we have or special forces. He said we have point blank. So why are you wanting to twist it around and polish and say maybe? If he was not sure, you're going to say maybe, but he said we have. So the question is, who are these people? Where are they? Because Jeremiah, this is the first president.
He has them. We have special.
This is the man who can take your country to war in 1 minute. He can say, let's go to war, and we'll go. You're not asking why.
The
So
vice
man,
president has the power to do that.
no, I mean, when he became president, man, he's a president waiting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Ele man says that we have a group in Liberia. So there's no need to say the first thing the man is not a small boy, or he's not just one people walking in the street. This is the man who has power. So we shouldn't be punishing what he said. We shouldn't be trying to if Jeremiah has said all the Liberian people can't give $1 million, you see everybody running without say, oh, maybe he said we're gonna go, we'll be running because he said it. So there's no need to say maybe or say no. Let's hold him to his word. In as much as we are not adding anything to what he said, we shouldn't subtract anything from there.
Yeah, you see, as I said from the beginning, is the young man statement was very irresponsible. But nevertheless, he is the head of state today of our country, second man in command. And coming out with such a statement is very, very scary. And knowing fully well that you have no source of realist evidence to back that statement you have, I can challenge him to back that statement. You don't have the source of evidence. So, but why prompted him to make such a statement? So that look at his capabilities, immaturities as a head of nation. He's not mature. Because you see, to be realistic, I will say this thing here clearly. If you're a head of a nation or family, when you're making a statement, you should think that you need to know is this. The statement that I'm making, what will be the beneficials? What will be the consequences? You need to verify that before you come up with a statement. If you know that your statement will, the consequences will be greater than the beneficial, don't say it. So, what prompted him to say such a statement? I'm very, very can't believe it. Because there's no.
Just bring us back to the question that I asked earlier on. The question I asked earlier on whether this vice president is actually, I don't want to use the word qualified because there's no qualification for being vice president. But
no qualification for presidential position.
Yeah, is he prepared for this job in case the opportunity arises?
You know, my answer to that is to be a head of any entities or nation. You must be mature. Must be properly. You see, the reason why many people give Omar Barker position to be president is they say he's mature, he got experience. But nevertheless, the whole time he been in the government, he have not accumulated any sense of proper administrative direction. So nobody didn't know that. But people assume that he's mature, he can able to handle the country maturely. So obviously, the vice president is not mature. He's not mature administrative-wise. He have never started from grassroots level, from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to where he is. He jumped gear. So
obviously from the people, man, remember representing, or if you can't stand.
Oh my friend, listen to me. Representing what mean? How did he begin representing?
No, businessman. What you want man to be staying
in
office?
My God. Listen to me. They will know the business history of the gentleman.
Okay, but Padre, I think what we need to keep up to here. No. Well, let me get it straight. Let me get it straight. Let me get it straight. Hold on.
It's not anything Hollywood.
Hold on, Padre. Hold on. No. We didn't directly with the statement the vice president made because that affects all of us. Concerning his business. Yeah, but listen, going into his business status and whatever, no, it doesn't concern me because whether he raises millions of dollars, it doesn't come to me. It doesn't affect me. What affects me is his decision regarding our country. So let's keep it at that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I say if you are in a you're holding a responsible position, every statement come from your mouth should be vetted properly before you come out with it. That's why I said,
Okay.
and I stand by my statement.
No, I think no, you're right on that one. I agree with you. And we are we are posting.
If your friends say that the man was a representative and this and that and the rest of it, but I don't think he exhibit that position that he
Yeah.
been passing through.
This is the danger of democracy, right? This is where democracy is not fair because you can have a very mature person, you can have somebody who is smart, you can have somebody who is just good for the job. But democratically, the voters will decide who they want, and they will end up going way in the gutter and picking on one jackass who does not even have an inch of idea. Now, I'm not making reference to one me jackass to any of our leaders, but I'm just giving you a general scenario in what can happen in democracy. So the will of the people prevail. So democracy is not fair in certain areas. But let's welcome few people here. We have a gentleman here who is pledging allegiance to Francis Mensa and really honoring the revolutionary leader. Bridge Builders Alliance, or we don't know your real name. Sorry, I think Francis knows your name. And
That's 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 the Erie that Mr. We said from Germany.
Mr. Mr. Welcome. Welcome, and we hope you can share the show and invite your friends. And let's welcome
for the
the FLA post.
no. I leave that one alone. But it having election in Germany soon, so he one of those contesting.
Okay, maybe we'll get to Mr. We said one day to come on the show and tell us his platform about Germany, for the leadership for the librarians in Germany. But let's welcome our Favor Morris. I don't know where she's watching from also, but she's our family. And as well as
A brilliant young man, a seasoned police officer, a man,
my man, but
a man
you
of
already started promoting the man. We didn't ask for all that one. Then the man
a
can
man
get
of multiple capabilities.
the man praise you, so you gotta that reciprocity, right? You gotta man praise you as the honorable salutation to the revolutionary.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah, so you gotta reciprocate. That's
Continue
why you
beating
say
your people, my man.
okay, yeah,
Leave the
but
man
I
alone.
mean, I think he's a young man, a very brilliant young man from what I see. His greeting to us here, I think it's fair enough. But guys, so this is the situation with the vice president, and we hope that. But one last question I want to throw out, and this one particularly to Francis. Francis, you were trying to polish this statement by the vice president, and
I'm
then
telling you the
also
fact, and I'm polishing.
you're
That was
polishing
a
because the
fact.
vice president made emphatically your statement, and you say and you're adding maybe there. But let me ask you, if like you are saying in the AFL, let's all use a maybe in the AFL or in the security forces that we have this kind of elite group that one of them can go and capture a whole village. Then why have we been waiting for all the time since the Guinean cross, and we are not seeing one of these people move to go into Guinea
Because
and perform some action?
the government of the Republic of Liberia, they have chosen the diplomatic path. When the time comes when it is necessary for those elite soldiers to go and do their job, they will do it. But right now we are still
So we are so in short, Liberians prepare.
we are prepared.
Okay, thank you very much. And so this brings us to one of the things what Councillor Tawan Gongolo said. He said the statement could add fuel. Okay, I almost use the Nigerian fuel to the system, to the process. Because the Guineans too, Saint Liberia chose the diplomatic path, the Guineans too have been, even though they occupy our land as we speak, but I think they are being a little bit softer, they are being relaxed, they are not marched further into Liberia, which I don't know whether it's their intention too, though, or they just want to be to where they are, I don't know. But they have not made any dangerous moves since that time. And then we at home, instead of everybody being on a peace tune, some are making some inflammatory statement, And this butt naked guy is, I mean, this is one of my problems in Liberia. This is a guy who said he turned to government. Then he coming back again and be making all inflammatory statements. The last time when this thing happened in Ule, he made a video, series of video, and I listened to two of the videos. And he keeps making threatening statements. And the government is sitting there, the government is supposed to go after this guy, say, no, listen, we are pursuing diplomatic means. So let all the inflammatory, but they're taking it to be one hero. And I don't know if this is the guy that the government is depending on, but I think he should also be put into his place. He's not any authority on war in Liberia for him to be making the one morning we got the Guinean start bumping Liberia and coming moving. What will he do? Where does he get armed from? What time will he have to amass his troops that he's talking about to go? Who are the troops? The Yaka Kolba that they suspecting today, you are one of those fighters. Eh?
So I mean, and since he's not honorable man again, we can recruit him and go and fight.
Yeah, well, he can also decide to not to fight. What you do?
They have something they call conscription.
Yeah, but you conscript people and people. Okay, you conscript the people and the people stage mutiny against you. What do you do?
No, we have national stage. We still have,
no. You gotta consider all of those.
But if any in the case of any form of mutiny, you know what mutiny is? They have the UMCMJ.
Yeah. Okay. So you gotta. But I'm just saying that you gotta consider all of these things, and people should not be making inflammatory statements, especially people like Port Nikki. I mean, this is a guy who should be sitting in jail. In fact, you know, this is why impunity in Liberia will always lead this country to hell, because people like Port Nikki should not be walking even in our street. This is a man who confessed. Nobody accusing him. Confessed to killing innocent babies, opening pregnant women stomach and drinking their blood. Yeah? And we got a kind of man sitting and the government is enjoying his company.
Look,
I guess sick to my stomach.
Look, I hate to do this. I mean, to counter our viewers. Look, this. I'm coming right back. I'm just
okay. Thank you. Yeah. So we want to say welcome to our guru man, Franco Taylor. This guy is just from a different planet. There is no other way to handle the discussion responsibly. I am telling you that Bodnike, I say Bodnike is not supposed to be making no kind of statement. It can add flame to the situation. And I don't know how responsibly you want to handle it, brother. You can handle it the way you want to. And you see, you can't dictate what I say. You can only listen to me or don't listen to me, but you can't dictate what I say. The same way I can decide not to listen to you or to give you credence, Alfonso. So there's no responsible way to do it. If anything happens, Bodnike alone cannot fight the Guineans. Simple as that. But if you want to those people who trust him, who believe in him, fine, great. Like the VP, great. But Padole, there is this video of Edwin Snow talking about the Yeke Kolba situation. But before I play that video about Edwin Snow talking about the Yeke Kolba situation, I think I have a video here of Yeke Kolba where he's on something like a campaign, going around where he say he's opening his own private campaign. His private campaign has opened, and he's so let me see if I can share that video right now, and then we can start from there and hear what Edwin Snow said about him. Let me see if we can forgive me now because I need to find that video from somewhere, from one source, to be able to share it. But in the meantime, I want you to give me your view on the tour by Yeke. Yeke is saying that the campaign has opened and he's on a tour. I want you to give me your view. This is a man who was just expelled from the House of Representatives, and he's going out. Do you think the public will pay attention to Yeke?
I saw the video of Yeke Kolba in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. His dad going with people, dancing, making some statements here and there. Listen. What I look in the Yeke Kolba situation beside the way they remove it, which is completely wrong, which I'm not supporting it,
Mm.
but the way Yakers behaving does not resemble the way he behaving in the midst of the people and the activity in the community. It does not resemble someone who have maturity leadership. But in politics, there's a many ways that people can be popular. Maybe that's the only way he been playing. I mean, not even maybe that's the way that he been playing his card and win the election 2 times. So he will continue to do that until he fail in the future, if it's possible. But my concern about Jacob issue is the way the Liberian government taking decision on people. These are that's supposed to serve as an example to teach the citizen how to become responsible and honorable people. They are doing things that show to the public that they don't respect rule of law. They are not honorable people. If you are not supporting the ruling establishment, then whatever you yeah, whatever you say, you go against their way of life and knowing fully well that they are not doing the right thing, they will go after you and ostracize you. They take the government as their personal pocket money. The way they want to use it, they use it that way. But how they taking the Liberian government functioning. We have seen this thing there way back. Past administration then, they do this kind of thing then. We saw how they ended. So, which is not correct. It's now a good precedent for the kind of modern day. Today, yesterday, certain things that people could do and do away. Today, you can do it and do away with it. Because the social media is widespread viral every corner of the world. That you're doing it today, people seeing it tomorrow. In the meantime, why are you doing it and people seeing it? So basically, our government is not doing anything that people could look at it as a role model and follow it. Removing Jacob Colbert was completely wrong, and they are still in court. But I believe that it will be difficult so long the ruling establishment is not in favor of Jacob Colbert coming back. It will be difficult for him to come back. But it's not a good idea. They will pay the price. You will pay the price.
The major question I'm asking is not whether Yoke Colbert can come back, whether he can win or not. The question I'm asking is whether the people, almost related, but the first step to his coming back is whether the people, now he's in a contest, whether the people will really accept him for now and say, okay,
Yeah,
we welcome Yeke, or this man was
yeah,
just expelled, so he's not
yeah, yeah,
important. You know,
yeah. Mr. Linford, this is a technique that no men have been playing and winning the election. He stayed doing the same thing. So I can assume that whether people that are dancing with him, when he come to voting for him, they will be there to vote for him. I can assume that. But this is the card that he be playing and win the election 2 times.
okay,
You understand what I'm saying?
so then we can also assume. But let me ask Francis. Francis, this man was just uh, removed, even though the case is staying in court, but I'm sure he will be removed. And but he's employing new tactics to keep that relevance, to make himself relevant as well. That
The
yes, I
old
was
party is
removed.
now new party. That's what he's been doing.
No. Yeah, when I mean new tactic, the new tactic besides the lawsuit, the new thing that he think he can do now to keep relevance is to go to his constituency to see whether the people who support him will be deterred by his removal. So, Francis, do you think so? Do you think the people will reject or accept him?
Look, I can answer from two perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
One could be yes, yes, because
Yes, why? They will reject him or accept him?
they're accepting,
Mm-hmm.
uh, considering the whole political ecology of our country, wherein the opposition rally behind, the worst person, dance with the devil just to, to come to power. In that, it's clearly manifesting itself right now with the Yeke Koluba situation. The man was an antagonist to the CDC administration. He and Gray almost had a face fight. Gray threatened to slapping, I'll beat you in, the words, quote unquote, on Gray in session. Now the dancing, the pacing under the scene quilt. But when it comes to the yes part where they will reject him, if the electorate quickly grabs Yeke's desperation to become popular, a desperation to go back to the House of Representatives, and his desperation to attract empathy and sympathy for his exposure, he may, if they get that trick, then they will kick him away, because as Bob Doty said, that has been his modus operandi. It has been his modus operandi. How he thrives. He thrives in the situation wherein the opposition will always, his angel, his arm supporting. When
you
the
gotta
dark
consider,
tribes against
you gotta
the
consider,
regime.
for those of you who feel that, or like you in particular, who say that Yeke uses this particular title to win election, you also got to consider that Yeke, from all fairness, Yeke expressed his opinion about the ongoing situation, and for that he's been removed. And so Yeke can automatically governors support. He can gain sympathy from the people, because a lot of people like me are
But I just said the
sympathizing.
same thing.
Yeah,
I
we're
gave
saying
you
the same
two
thing.
sides of
So,
the coin.
yeah, but so I do want to consider it as his modus operandi. Like you think, okay, this is a special situation. If Yeka was still representative, I don't think he would be in the countries right now trying to govern that support ahead of 2029. But the guy is out, he's ordinary citizen right now. And then he feels that, the country people say the time to beat the raw. I call the blacksmith. When you pull it raw in the fire, when they blow the fire, it get red. That's the right time to beat it, because it stays soft. But you let it get
So who
cold.
is he? Who is he creating awareness for? Who is he conversing for? Who is he? Which
For
party?
himself. For himself.
For himself.
They
So he
they
has
are-
his
yeah,
constituency. He has his constituency in the 13 political subdivision,
let
Liberia,
me,
or 15.
yeah. Francis, let me just say something. Let me bring something to your attention. Yeka yesterday were dancing and warning with the president of the Republic of Liberia, and everything he was saying against George Weah and George Weah administration, he was embraced and accepted by the president of our country, which is Mr. Barker. He didn't see anything wrong with it, including all these strong supporter of Unity Party. Yeke was a darling boy for them. One thing that I do know what Yeke is doing, that I really support that idea, is he does not sugarcoat with wrongdoing by any administration. But the way he portrays himself and things, then that's what I am looking at. But to say what he's saying the wrong thing. No, Yeke Koluba telling the people the truth, and he's saying how you see it. Whether you like it or not, he say things how you see it. And everything he said is the realities. It's a fact that happening. You know, friends, I know, Lifor know that Yeko not lying on anybody. Yeke say things how you see it, and it's happening. He can challenge people to prove him wrong, and no one dare anyone to come over and say, yeah, what he say is not true. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
but that is one that he gained support from all opposition, even who all vote for him. Unity Party member, ACO member, ANC member, everybody members from different parties that were not in the CDC government vote, tell their supporter to vote for Yeka that residing in District 10. And Manu, the same thing will happen if tomorrow there's an election again for him. Because now he got sympathy. You can see, let me just learn on this, Mr. Linford. Today you can see all the strong political tycoon in our country are saying the same thing, how he was treated. He was wrong by the ruling establishment. That alone is a serious defeat for the ruling establishment. I want them to know that. So obviously, what Yeko is doing, that's the one he's been doing. He's been saying the truth. You like it or not, that's your business. And that's a technique he's been applying. He employ it and he win. And he keep on doing it. So I don't see any reason why anybody will say, oh, Yeke and this and that. No, Yeke is saying the truth.
Okay, but let me just take us back a little bit in retrospect. What Yeke said that people or that the government found offending or treasonable is that, I mean, I can't quote him verbatim, but he said something that piece of land that Guinea occupy belongs to them. And Yeke said he stands by his word, even until now, he always says it. Yeke also said that he can prove that he had document. So when instead of the people holding Yeke responsible, do not remove Yeke here, holding him responsible, call him in the house, say, look, bring this document. But they rush to remove him, probably for two reasons. Because while he's still in the house, he will be called by certain immunities, or if they remove him, they will demoralize him.
They can even grab you on the street again.
And then secondly, it will be easier for them to grab him.
Like, put him in jail, like what?
There are rumors going on that they try to arrest him, for treason and other things. But the question is, why didn't they call him to produce the evidence? Because he said he had evidence, but they rushed to remove him. But, the government has been making series of mistakes, and they continue to make the mistakes. And if they don't follow the proper procedure, when I was a little boy, when I was a small boy, my grandfather always would make a parable. He say, if you rush to catch a chicken or to kill a chicken, you can't. When Christmas come in, they say, oh, catch a chicken. We'll be running behind the chicken, so now you take rock. The chicken standing right in front of you, but because your heart cut, you miss the chicken with that rock, and the chicken will go. You see it? So they rushed so much to get Yeke out of the house. Now, so the case, I don't know how they're going to establish a new case against Yeke. Is somebody going to sue him, or will the government call him for hearing again like the police director did? But let's wait and see what happens. Let's go to Grand Bassa County, where Yeke is presently. I don't know whether he has left, but where at least he was today, and yesterday, I think. And let's play this video and see how much support he's getting from there. Now, as a disclaimer, we are not promoting Yeke. We're not saying that, okay, Yeke is this, Yeke is that. No, but we just following the situation in Liberia as they unfold. And so nobody should say, oh, yeah, you guys are supporting Yeke and whatever. No, Yeke is a Liberian, and anything affecting him, like especially between he and the government, we can follow that. Well, it's a long video, it's a very long video, it's about 34 minutes, but we just want to show the entry of Yeke into Grand Paso County. And like I said, we are not promoting anything about Yeke to say, okay, Yeke is a good guy or he's a bad guy. Yeke is a Liberian like me. I can talk my own thing, my own nonsense, my own truths, my own lies. And Yeke can say his own nonsense and truths and lies and whatever. So we all have the right, like Yeke, like any other person. But when people get into the news, we have to discuss it. And this is why we are discussing Yeke. But Yeke entered Grand Paso County, Padoli, and you saw at least a handful of people behind him. Okay, one would have thought that, oh, they just expelled Yeke from the house, and Yeke is no more relevant. Yeke is not anything again. So when he goes to any country, maybe they will even block him from coming in. They might even take whips and start whipping him out of the place. But he got people. He got few people. He got people, at least a number size of people. So if Yeke could get this number of people across the country, and then Liberian people, they are such that some people will be sitting on the fence. So the next country that Yeke will go to, he might have more people. They will say, yeah, we'll watch a video from Grand Paso. A lot of people behind Yeke. So when he comes to Grand Cayman, myself, I'll join that line. So, Patole, I'll go back to the question that I asked earlier on. Do you think Yeke's removal will minimize his space or his personality in the political space? It will make him look small, or he will still have sympathy among the people?
Yeah, listen. To relatively, the way he had been treated and removed from that position, which has not been concluded yet, because they stay on the legal battle, on the final whistle can be blown. He gained more sympathy from people. Not only the ordinary citizens of the country, so renowned politicians, lawyers, stakeholders, and stuff and things that really standing frankly to challenge the way the government behaved to remove him. Because for matter fact that government know fully well that they got no evidence to substantiate treasonable crime against this man, they do it beyond something they call they are serious in the House of Representatives because their way of doing things to remove any of their member for the cause. Okay, if you say you're removing your members from the House for a cause, what is the cause that you people really remove Mr. Colley from? They can't able to prove it. They never present it. But before you even go through that, the due process that's supposed to undertake, they did not go through that because they know fully well that they got nothing to prove on this man. They only depend on veto power to carry on the kind of veto thing. And if you don't realize that seeing nonsense John Weir administration day, today John Weir administration is a history of our Liberia, a political arena. And they are now doing the same behavior of that. Why did he learn lesson?
Okay, let's read this statement.
Let's read this. Somebody error, then you're doing the same error again.
Let's read this comment by Alfonso Tele. You can engage in a responsible discussion, but not in inflammatory and derogatory information which injures the stability of the society. This is not about Yeke. That's not responsible free speech. Okay, yes, we may agree. You know, the thing level, the free speech thing in the democracy that we enjoy is that I have the free will to speak. Everybody has a free will to speak. But when you speak, then they say, oh no, you're not supposed to say this. So who the hell supposed to tell me what to say when I'm free? So where's the freedom? So I think in that freedom of speech declaration, we must as well write and say, okay, this is how much you can say, this is how much you can say. But don't give me the damn freedom. When I exercise the damn freedom, then you come and tell me, say, no, you're not supposed to say the one. So who the hell are you to tell me what to say when I'm free to say? It's just like I was a slave. You say, okay, my man, you're free today, you're not slave anymore. But then when I stand up, I walk to go shower. You say, what who told you to go shower? When I say I'm going to party, you say, but you're not supposed to go to party. So then where's my freedom? So, you know, this thing about freedom of speech is just nonsense. And that's why I said democracy is a mistake. Democracy is a sick system of governance. Seriously. Because democracy can, the will of the people. Some group of crazy people can go and elect one crazy man and take the whole country to hell. Some group of people, they because of democracy, they will leave the Google leaders and elect crazy people to lead them, then they cry. So democracy is just a mess, but that's the system we live under. So they will give you freedom of speech, but you're not supposed to talk certain things. So what make it free? Just say do not talk. Or just write down what we're supposed to talk in a book. So before every day when we wake up, before we talk, we open the book with 10 pages. Then we say, okay, on page 1 today, I'm only supposed to say good morning or I want to drink. Then you close the book. That's what you do for the whole day. Okay? So Francis Nessa, I don't know whether you saw the video in Grand Pastor County.
Yeah, I mean, look, I saw the video. Yeke is a politician. He has been in those communities over the years. They will definitely have people who are attracted to his line of communication. So it's not surprising to me that you will have some followers. So yeah, the followers are not unique in the sense that they all align themselves with the opposition political party. You know, so Yeke is now members of the United Parties. You know, so I mean, let get it clear. So, as an opposition politician, he will have traction. He will gain traction wherever he goes.
Yeah.
You know, so we will see that. We will see that playing all over the 15 counties that we have in Liberia, wherever he goes. They will be 5, 10, 20% behind him. You know.
Okay, thank you so much. And I like the discussion is getting interesting. Alfonso Tele asks, or he gives a sample. If you link for, you are a journalist. If you see or if you got information of arms being trafficked into the country or into Liberia, knowing the history of that country, will you broadcast or publish it without exercising care and claim free speech? What is your responsibility? Okay, now listen. This is where sometimes we as journalists, people don't understand us. I'm a journalist. I'm in a car, maybe, or I'm at a border. Then I see, or maybe I'm just walking somewhere. I see a group of people hiding arm, piling arm. And this group of people, they're not security. They got nothing to do with security, but they're piling arm. And I see that it's suspicious. So Alfonso is asking me whether I will exercise restraint and not publish it, or whether I'll publish it. Also, if I see being illegally trafficked, I will publish it. Why? Because that's my responsibility as a journalist to uncover evil. That's why you see journalists go into ministry to find out corruption charges, to find out about things get missing. We do not conspire. If I do that, I conspire. If I will go and hide the information that I saw arms coming and I did not report it, illegal arms coming and I did not report it, I will be conspiring with the traffickers, number one. Then the safety part of it is that I will also have to pass the information to some intelligence group. But I can publish it. If I don't find any intelligence group at the time, I can blow whistle. I can publish it. I don't have to. Let me tell you that I do not have to consult any security. Once I have my proof, I take my picture, I get the picture of the people who produced, trafficking the arm. I can publish it without being careful because why? I will save the country. If I had the information because I want to be careful, I don't know how. I will send a question back to you too. If also, I don't want to show to be about you, but I will send the information back to you. You are a Liberian. You walk in, then you see, for example, group of strange men just falling arm across the border. You go close or more, you go sit down, consider your own security. No, you talk about it. So it doesn't have to. I got to be a journalist to blow alarm when I see danger because it's dangerous. What I will not do is if my security forces are training somewhere and they are doing well, they are preparing, then I go and take their picture, I go publish it out that all the security is training here, this and that. No, I will be breaching security. I will be exposing my security information. But when people are trafficking into my country, like you said, oh boy, even one bullet say I see it, I will publish it. Once I'm sure and I got the source. Yeah. The duty of care does not allow me to go and conspire with the traffickers and say, okay, you're trafficking. I'll not say anything here. You know that I can be held responsible if anything breaks up. No, as a journalist, I will expose it. And we journalists, we are not friends with nobody. Let me tell you one thing. You can be my friend today. If you do bad thing, I will expose you. If you do good thing, I will promote you. They call us promote demo in private keyword. I can promote you today. You think I'm the best person. But tomorrow, if you do the wrong thing, why you think we go after leaders? We promote the leaders. We ask them, what's your mission? What you want to do for the country? You talk all the good things. When you can't, and you're not doing it, we expose you. That's it. Simple. We ain't get friend. So never take a journalist to your friend. Yeah, rest your case. Thank you very much. This is what I respect you for. You're smart boy. So don't go there next time with any journalist. We do not conspire with traffickers. I see one bullet set being trafficked, or I see somebody doing drug, I will expose you. So, but then let's go to a video here that Evan Snow says something about the Yeke thing because we'll be closing on the Yeke thing and then we'll have one video to do about on the international scene. So let's listen to what Senator Evan Snow of Pommy County had to say.
There were times when people wanted the microphone and said Yeke was fearless and he spoke truth to power. And there were rumors that he was going to be expelled. And he doesn't need a job. He gets expelled, he can rerun and he will win. And those guys, or good Samaritans, took over the helm of power. And Yeke said, well, I did this to get you where you are. So I'm going to do it to you too. And he said, no, you can't do it this time around. It was right to do it then. It's not right to do it today.
Others argue that because he spoke in the border situation, it was beyond freedom of speech, saying the land is for Guinea and all that stuff.
Oh, Julius, again, the issue of the Guinean land, Liberian land, Guinea land, who owns the land, who doesn't own the land, is a very sensitive matter. I think even follow the debate in the House of Representatives when Amara Connor was making a passionate piece.
That is the Senate. We coming to that.
In the Senate, and you saw what happened. But coming to the House of Representatives is a sensitive matter, but is that the real matter? Sometimes when I was small, my parents would tell me this, and now when you get a child and the child wastes palm oil, you so fair, don't beat the child. Just wait that child go with one cup of water. Then a palm oil vestation and you use it for that water vestation. So is that the real matter? I don't know. But what I can tell you on the Yeke matter in the legislature, no member of the House of the National Legislature, or the same we don't have county legislature, they have one legislature, so no member of the legislature can be expelled without the hands of supernatural power from another branch of government.
Supernatural power.
From another branch of government. Nobody, I can tell you it today, Nobody, just had no speaker. Today, if 71 members of the House of Representatives get together on their own and say they want the speaker, they will never succeed if there is no collaboration from another branch of government. Today, if 28 senators or 29 senators get together and say they don't want the pro tem, they will not succeed without the express acquiescence or blessing from another branch of government.
Why do you say so?
Because I'm a member of the legislature, I know it. Only men who get gold can talk go plow. Besides that, I'm also a victim of it. Don't forget.
Others say
So the hunchback man story I'm giving you, I'm a victim of it. I was speaker before, and I know what I went through, and I know it didn't happen just by the express interest of my colleagues. So there it has to be, you 1990 World Cup, you saw Maradona go, right? The hands of God. So until that hands of God come in the legislature and execute it, nothing can happen. So again,
are you accusing the executive? There has been this argument.
When are you saying the executive? I never call executive
name. It has no hand inside.
I never call executive name. I say another branch of government.
Yeah, but
there are 3 branches.
There is judiciary.
But there are 3 branches. I say another branch of government. So if you want to tell another executive, then
are
tell
you afraid?
I
know you not to be.
I won't get expelled. Couldn't get expelled this time. I won't get expelled. But on a serious note, Julius, the issue with Yeke is serious, and people might take it for granted. But I can tell you, some people re-election will be affected by the decision of Yeke exposure. Some people popularity in their districts could shrink by the action taken by Yeke. And taken to Yeke, right, against Yeke. So the issue of expelling Yeke is a right. I'm not in the studio to tell them that they were right or they were wrong. But I'm just saying to you that's extreme. It's like when you tell somebody now life imprisonment or firing squad or death sentence. That's what you're doing there now. Because you're taking away that man's daily bread and Yeke won't have income now. All right, so you're taking away everything now for your colleague that you rub shoulders with, that you laugh with, that there were issues, something that legislators will do and not do that only us may know or not know about. Everything. It's like all in one bathroom taking bath. All 103 are all in one bathroom naked taking bath. Then you tell all men, say, we're pushing us out with all clothes, but we're staying inside with all clothes. So sometimes it's really good to think about those things very hard. But again, no matter how you think about it, except you get a blessing from that supernatural power from another branch, it can work.
It can work. That was the last one he said. But gentlemen, the discussions are getting very interesting, and I love this particular video for a few reasons. But before I give those reasons for which I love this video, I will start with the 2 of you. Let me start with Padoli. You listen to Erin Snow. Erin Snow had been representative before, then he had been senator, and he was speaker of the House of Representatives, and he was removed from his speaker position. He was not expelled, but removed from his speaker position. And he just lay out plain what can happen in a house. Number one, he said that the person who can talk good matter, that a man who owns one. And for the house, both houses, to be able to expel one of their members, they must have a blessing from another branch of government. In as much as Julius wanted to drag him to name that branch of government, he said remittance, and he jokingly said he doesn't want to be expelled. So, Padoli, here's the situation. Yeke's expulsion. Somebody who is a victim of it is saying that there must be some strong blessing from somewhere. The invisible hands must be working. So does that confirm what the public have been saying all the time, or at least people who do not support this expulsion have been saying all the time, that somebody or some invisible hand is somewhere, that the government is, the executive branch is not in favor of Yege being there.
You see, okay, listen, let me start beating around a bit. The gentleman that was just talking, who is Aaron Snow,
There is
is
Snow, Senator Snow.
yeah, the gentleman who was just talking, who is Senator Snow. He's a veteran Liberian politician. He played Liberian politics the way the Liberian people look at it to be. So that's why you see him flipping from one end to another and win the election. Because the kind of music the Liberian people like to dance with, that's what he can play. So for him to make that statement, you and I, who also are of the central government, have an independent mind. We all know that invisible hand you're talking about. We all know who is that invisible hand. So the invisible hand could be a central government or executive, because the judicial never meld into this thing. Because previously, the former Speaker of the House that was removed from speakership, and we all saw how he went on. And even as the legislators, I mean the judicial came up and said that the procedure was wrong and there was no quorum, and here and there and rest of it. But they divide themselves into two groups, they say majority and minorities. The head of the executives were asked to choose the weird thing. He said, I'm not choosing the weird thing, I'm choosing the quorum. The quorum was those that he were in favor that now in power. So basically, what Snow was saying, every layman could know what he was talking about. But however, one thing that I noticed from his statement was this. You see, the way the people remove Yeka Koloba, he will cause many of his colleagues to lose their seat in the coming general election. It might not be re-elected based on the way they behave, and they might be very much unpopular, and their decision may come back and haunt them and kick them out of that power. So it's a reality. So basically, that's why I said, I think Francis supported what I said. Yaka Koluba always lives with, he said it and he always doing it. He say, I am not for no political party, I'm for opposition. So any opposition group, you always there. The reason why he always there is because he know the central government, the administration, they don't do the right thing. From Georgia town up to present, social wrong thing that the people been doing. Georgia administration from start to finish, social wrong thing. They were against their own citizens, they were doing all kinds of nonsense things to the citizens. The Unity Party doing the same thing. That's the reason why you see Yeka Koluba is taking side the opposition all the time and becoming the true of the face of the people. So I don't want to continue to talk about Yeka issue. Yeka situation stay in court. But I know from my observation, it could be, it could not. That is, the mandant allow him to go back in that house based on the strength that they have today as a government. But the reality is the removal is completely wrong, it's unjust. So, but the people that are in power, they don't care.
Okay, our time is very fast spent. Francis, quickly, I don't know if you have anything to say about
Well,
this.
there are consequences in the future. That's it.
But I
Labru,
mean, for me, it's far more exhausting. We've talked a lot about this thing before.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So, but me just quickly chime in. Look, I wouldn't here to give any kind of credence to Mr. Snow's what you call it conspiracy theories. He tried uh, to expand upon the fact that those who will not be re-elected is based upon their own underperformance in the legislature. They're not working, uh, uh, then to the expectation of the, the constituents, how you call it. So, Mr. Snow almost Senator Snow should not be under the illusion that those who voted for Yeke, no impeachment or whatever, the removal, it has some repercussion. No, I don't want to believe that.
Yeah, but remember the parable he gave. Only the man who owns goat can talk
No,
good
no,
matter.
no, no, different thing that he was talking. That's a
You
different
can be
scenario.
you can be yeah, but you can
You
be
were
owning
talking about
sheep.
that invisible hand that he claimed masterminded the removal of Yeke. But why he was talking about colleagues in the house. That's a two different. That's two different entities. Group of, the executive or political party in general in a unit that will lose elections. As compared to an individual who
Yeah, but
running
that's why
for
this is
position.
why, Francis, this is why I'm reminding you about the parable he made. This may have been victim of it before. And besides that, he had been in both houses. So he's telling you exactly what can happen. He's telling you that most of the schools might have lower turnout for vote based on that decision because he feels that people might turn against them. Number one. Number two, he knows because he also participates in it. That parable he gave is very strong. You can only talk good flower when you get good, when you own one. You can be having sheep or horse, then you be talking good flower because you know what God can do. So you see, we can't get this missing that he's inside. Okay, listen, people who go to the poorer society, they know what they. So when they come when they talking, you who not go there, what you know about it? You know not that way. That's a society they in. And he told you, he said it clearly. He even accused them in the hall. That's indirect accusation that they know what they can do. They are all naked in the bathroom, they pushing one man outside. See it? So all those things are deep parable. But again, like I said, we wait. The younger case is staying court. Let's wait and see what's going to unfold. Let's wait and see how it's going to end. But guys, our time is fast spent, and
yeah.
let's cross quickly across the borders of Africa, Liberia to go to South Africa, where this xenophobic attitude by most South Africans is coming or is taking place. And I've seen some horrible videos, man. I saw series of video, but three of them caught my eye. A young boy, we play here on Tuesday. A young boy was beating the boys, running away. He's asking, "What did I do?" And they stay beating him. I saw another one where two ladies were beat and naked, butt naked in the street. Somebody sent it to me. When I look at the video, I got sick to my stomach. They beat those women, they were naked, bleeding. They beat them naked, dragging them, and women beating them. Then the other one I saw, this girl was standing talking to apparently or security or police or South African police. She was trying to, I don't explain something, and somebody came from behind, hit her from the head in the back with rack, I think, and she fell down. And the police tried to chase this guy who did it, the hitting. And I still want to believe that this lady might die because he hit her on the spine, right behind the head, and she fell down, and she couldn't move. So this is becoming very bad. But the other video shows a lot of people now joining the parade. A lot of people parading the street and demonstrating against. I don't know what that demonstration will lead to, whether they will be going from home to home, as we have seen that these guys are going to hospitals and asking patients, are you a patient? Or are you a South African? You are not South African, move from the hospital, and they met this pregnant woman in the street, and they are telling her you cannot give birth to this baby in this country. It's getting very, very bad. And what will be the repercussions? So let's just look at it and see what we can talk about.
A warrior formation for a war on foreigners, marching across South Africa's cities to warn African immigrants here that it's time to leave.
The leaders of this march are saying that it's peaceful, but it doesn't feel peaceful. They're brandishing weapons. They're in the heart of Johannesburg's central business district, making it clear to everyone here that they do not welcome African foreign nationals.
As the city's residents navigate through hundreds of protesters, they're targeted and attacked.
He just tasered him. Feels like a witch hunt. They keep pointing out people that they think may be foreign and then attacking them. We just saw a man get tasered on the side of the street. Are you stopping any acts of violence, or are you just organizing the march?
Even the lighter moments of this march are channeled at telling foreigners to get out. So what is fueling this aggression?
I'm unemployed. There's no employment. I can't find anything. Now we are focusing on the illegal foreign nationals. Yes, we are black Africans. That's why we are focusing on illegal foreign. Let me tell you, we go to a hospital. They are illegal foreign occupying a hospital. You go to school. They are illegal foreign.
Members of Operation Dudula, the military name of this xenophobic movement, can be seen entering the ground of this school earlier this year, harassing parents in front of their children, who they suspect are undocumented. In other instances, they've prevented foreign nationals from accessing healthcare. High unemployment and economic inequality has entrenched poverty in South Africa. But the country is still a refuge to Africans from across the continent, now seen by some here as unwelcome guests in a state of growing scarcity.
Liver, she's dating off my brother. Listen, I will just say my one or two words on this thing here, because I need to quick to go do one or two things. But Linford, let me tell you something. You see, what the people have done, he degrades the qualities of we, the Africans. These people get their independence in not even quite 30 years. Those that are chasing them today, they say they don't want to see them in their country here. And these are the places they are leaders that are hiding their hand today, hiding their face today, don't want to come and make statement to discourage this kind of xenophobic attitude. They get their education from this viewer country. They fail to realize South Africa, every day, the other South African countries withdraw their support physically, morally from them. There will be nowhere to be able to enjoy whatever they say they got there. Because the Africanos, they are very strategic people. They can bring them back to their knees and scrape them out. But in their country, they tried a couple of years ago. They were going after the Nigerians. They said these are the people that bring in trouble. These are the people. They were coming always fake statement, fake story on the people. What the Nigerian did, the governors themselves with knife and collar, and kill some of them. They go away from them. So these are the kind of group that you and I are looking at them. That kind of warrior something they got on their head and thing, then they know all that warrior technique, they got all their own warrior strength. Where were they when the white people were using them like an animal, dog, even putting dog on them to eat some of them? Why they never use that their voodoo or that their warriors strength, supernatural strength to fight against the white people? But I don't want to talk about these people. So I won't like to go further with this thing. I don't like them at all. And I don't have no reason of going to South Africa. I don't have nothing to do with them. And I don't consider them as a truthful human being, to be very fair. I consider their attitude as animals in a hard jungle. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you so much, Padoli. And I mean, you are entitled to your opinions and your feelings. And all sympathetic on earth will have to sympathize with this situation. But let me hear from Francis. Francis, I think this is visible to everybody. We've been looking at various videos and different things. But the situation unfolding. You think they got kids? Do they really have kids? Because they are saying illegal immigrants. But is this a right process? Are they setting a right precedent? What's going on?
Well, no, the issue of xenophobia as it is not very unique to South Africa. South Africa, over the years, have South Africans, matter of fact, have been practicing xenophobia. No, the word xenophobism. They have been this. I mean, they are very keen on doing that. They did it to their neighbors from Namibia. They did it to people from Zimbabwe. They did it to Nigerians. So it's a shame that that the trying to attack Africans. I think there's a treaty in the amongst the South African nations. People have they got our free trade and movement, and
Yeah, the one that I used to know was SWAPO. I think some West African people.
That's in Namibia. Freedom. SWAPO was in Namibian freedom fighting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Something like the ANC.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So,
one time when I was a little boy, I heard that word.
Yeah. So but what I'm saying, among themselves, that free trade movement where people. But the thing is, I think it all hinders. It hinges on jealousy, where though there are crimes being committed by Nigerians and foreigners, so to speak, but that does not give them the right to go in the streets and attack innocent people who just going about doing their businesses and doing most of the people talking about attacking them, they are doing they are the ones who doing the manual work in South Africa, and their business they're doing their street peddlers, vendors. I mean, so yeah. And so in Africa, there are a couple of countries that even the Ivory Coast here. When I was in the Ivory Coast during the war, there was a huge attack on the Burkinabes there. Most of the Burkinabes, a lot of them were successful. They were business owners and they were hardworking people. So it's a common thing, among Africans, to actually, practice that. So I mean, it's wrong, but I don't know the social impact of it or what has happened. And so we can't say much for it, but from what we see on the average, from the surface, it's bad. So I hope the South African government can come up with some measures to deter that and to mitigate the whole the situation there.
And you're right. And this is where my concern comes in because most of the videos I've seen, I see these guys who are dressed. Some of them even appear in this video. Or they know that police, they got a badge. I mean, they're wearing uniform with this badge, but they are walking alongside with the demonstrators, and at the same time, they are standing when the demonstrators are attacking people. They don't go there to intervene because I would have thought that this is purely immigration matter, right? They have all right. The citizens of South Africa say they don't want illegal, groups in their country. Fine, very good, but who is supposed to regulate? Is it the citizens just going about and grabbing anybody in the street and performing mock actions? Or is it the immigration that is supposed to, the police first, maybe find you and arrest you and take you to the immigration office for you to verify? Because this guy that you're mocking in the street and beating to death could just be somebody who has his document readily at home, but then maybe he doesn't have it. He has just left to go out to buy bread or something, and you grab him and beat him to death under the guise that he's or the assumption that he's an illegal resident. So I think they have a case. It's their country. Nobody can tell them what to do in their country, but the procedure. Because remember, there are South Africans living outside too. So you kill one Nigerian, and the Nigerians could also get outside and start looking for your South Africans who are living legally in their country. But because you kill one of them, they grab your legal citizen who is living legal in Nigeria and beating your king. What happens? So I think there's xenophobia, and xenophobia is just, according to the literal definition, it's just fear of foreigners. You fear that, like this guy said, people taking their jobs. I don't understand. If you qualify to do this job, why you are not doing it? That somebody will have to come and take it. Did this person move you from your job? No. The job announcement, I guess, it was put up, and the employer knows that you are South African, you qualify to do this job, but he decided to take a Nigerian or a Ghanaian. So what's your qualm? Who you should have problem with? You should have problem with your government, or you should have problem with the people who have confidence to employ. Because I came to Norway. I'm working. I did not go to this office and move somebody from the desk and say, let me sit them behind the desk and do the job. No. The announcement was up, we all apply, they vetted us, and they employ me. So why would one Norwegian guy walking in the street want to be jealous? And this is where sometimes I mean, it's good for them to get rid of immigrants, illegal immigrants. I don't have anything against that. But when they use the wrong process, okay, you don't have to go and start beating people in the street or because they took job. You should be qualified to do the job. Okay? Every country will want to get rid of bad people. America, the great America is doing it. And they are doing it. And the thing that gives South Africa that emboldened them to do this thing is because what Donald Trump started by moving illegal people from the country. And they already are sat down for long. I said, well, I don't know, they want just for fun, right? We'll soon be closing the show, but they want just for fun. Trump is removing illegal immigrants from America all over the place, even send some Venezuelans back. But this is a guy who went and took Maduro, who has he had not been to America to say I came to live here, but brought him illegally to America. You bring illegal men to America, but you carry the other people back. So Maduro must be a very good guy. Oh, you're laughing. You're turning it, and I was laughing. But guys, on a serious note, I think the situation in South Africa is bad. They may be doing the right thing for themselves, but they are doing it the wrong way. If you're supposed to feed a hungry baby, instead of taking the food with spoon and putting it in your mouth, but you open your gag his mouth and put the food there and shove it there with steak, you are doing the wrong thing. You try to do a good thing for him, but you're doing it the wrong way. So we hope and one thing, I don't know whether you guys have seen in a video, where the authorities are trying to put this thing under control because it may just spiral. And I'm telling you, there are South Africans living elsewhere, even in the great United States. So you cannot do this. You cannot allow your people to go in the street and do this. That means the government is giving them the free will. The fact that you see security officers walking along with the protesters and they are standing there and they are harming people, but it's hard to say. So quickly, I don't know if any of you got anything to say on all of the topics we discussed as your closing statement, and then we'll be exiting.
Let me just go quickly. Look, it was a fascinating discussion that we had. We talk the issues we touch on, especially Yeke. I just want to reiterate here that Yeke may not pose his disposal from the House of Representatives will not pose any significant damage or have any impact on the upcoming elections in 2029. He's running about doing his own thing. I mean, he's a free man. He wants to canvass. He wants to be an opposition and agitate against the government is up to him. The border issue, I hope that will be resolved as soon as possible, and our men who are trained will be used when the need arises. And so on that note, and I want to thank everybody. Thank you guys, and look forward to tomorrow's show. Your story. I don't know you'll be available, link for just to take, a little bit about the situation or whatever it is. Otherwise, but we'll talk behind the scenes. But thank you guys, and to our contributors, the statements that were made. It's part of the freedom of speech. We hold no matters, but even with that freedom of speech comes responsibility, and it shows that a lot of that was not shown yet in terms of responsibility with freedom of speech. Yeah, Linfo, so I turn it over to you, and Padore. Yeah,
thank you.
Wish you
Surely we'll talk after the show. But sorry, Padori, quickly.
Yeah, let me give a closing statement here. I'm so glad to be with the two young men who form part of this important talk show called Bottomline. Sometimes we, the panelists, we agree, we disagree. It doesn't mean that we are enemy to one another. Sometimes people see things from different perspectives. That's what makes Bottomline to be a beautiful place. Bottomline is a top show that don't sugarcoat any fight. And I don't worship Mr. Linford, or non-portugal or fancy mentors. And fancy mentors also don't worship me. If I say something he doesn't like, whether I'm right or wrong, you have a right to debone it, like what I said. So that's how we doing things here. And we hope to be here again for me. Every Tuesday and Fridays, I'm available to play my day part as I see it. Tonight's show was a very unique one, and this is a personal opinion for every one of us that make on the bottom line. That is, Yaka Converse situation We that here, we all look at it from different perspective. Mr. Mensa look at it from different way. I look at it different ways. Lincoln look at it different way. That's how you go. But I will never change or fabricate my story because how I see it, that's how I talk it. Concerning about Yeka, the way they remove Yeka, it was not correct. To my view, I'm not a member of the House of Law, but I'm a senior citizen of the country. And I've been around in politics for some time. I know how things go. What can be the downfall of a government? We've been seeing it from time to time. And we always say one thing. You always pray for your country to be at ease, to be in peace, because all of you will enjoy it, whether you have anything or not. But when a country go at local hell with one another, the innocent people suffer for nothing. So nobody wishing for that. The borderline issue will be resolved. It's not belief that there will be no war. That's what I can say. And the Guineans would not come to declare war on Liberia. Liberia will never go to declare war on Guinea. So we are intertwined, more especially where the situation is. With both sides, everybody speak the same language. They are brothers, sisters, and brothers. They speak the same word. They have the same denomination, same cultures and things. I don't think we will see it to get off hand. So have a lovely night, gentlemen. Mr. Linford, thank you very much for allowing me to be here tonight. And Francis, have a lovely night. Thank you very much for being part of this show. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys. And we together, the three of us plus Paul, who just had to take exit because of some important engagements. We appreciate all of you, our viewers, for showing up. And if you join us during the course of the program, not from the start, so you can go back on the video when the show is over, and then you can listen to some of what we said. And my two colleagues have already put into a nutshell what we said. We did discuss the Yeke Koluwa incident, and we discussed the issue at the border and people's different perspective on what the vice president said about. We were trying to be a little bit critical about what the vice president said when he said, in an OK talk show that we have men who one of them can even go, village and capture the. I mean, we all know what Liberia is. We were there. We know. But with this kind of situation, had the vice president made a statement at a time where we have peace, with our neighbors, where there's no conflict. I mean, we say, yeah, we're boasting of ourselves, but when we have conflict and we try to use diplomatic means to resolve the situation, and for the vice president, who is the second man in command, making the kind of statement for some of us, and what Councilor Tia once said, is sensitive information told the opponent group in Guinea. They will say, "Oh, we actually people want to make peace, but they're planning something. They got strong men waiting that we don't know." So imagine the Trojan horse story. So I think the authorities, any Joe Blow can say these things. I can sit here and say these things. I'm not any authority. Nobody will listen to me. They will say, "Oh, look at how Joe Blow." But the first president saying this kind of thing, or even if the president will say, or a lawmaker, let them make a statement and they are suspending him or in fact expelling him. So the first president or people in authority should be very mindful of what they say. And so I think it was a good show. But we'll be back here on Tuesday. Today is May 1st. Do not forget, we are in the month of May. And so tomorrow, Francis Mensah should be debuting with my story or your story. But if not, then we'll get some information next time. But let's just say good night to all of you. But before we go,
welcome to Your Story, hosted by Francis Mano Mensah. Join us each episode as we dive deep into the lives of inspiring guests, exploring the challenges and successes that have shaped their journeys. Discover their unique experiences, insights, and the powerful stories that define them. Tune in and be inspired. Coming soon on the Bottomline Liberia.
I can't get no pay.
In a world drowning in noise, where sound bites replace substance, there's a voice cutting through the chaos. Audience with the Lord Chola Play conversation, where Liberians and global citizens tackle the questions we're afraid to ask. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK and Liberian time, and 9 p.m. Central European time, Audience with Lord Chola Play. On the Bottomline, Liberia explores the issues that keep you up at night. Democracy's future in the age of misinformation. Economic systems that serve people, not just profits. Technology reshaping our lives. Reconciliation, development, and the crisis of meaning in modern Liberia. No easy answers, no tribalism, just intellectual courage, genuine curiosity, and the willingness to wrestle with complexity together. This is for Liberians who refuse to shrink their thinking, who believe nuance is wisdom, who are ready to remember how to think, not just what to think. Audience with the Lord Cholo Play Show. Sunday, 8 p.m. Liberian time. Subscribe now. Join the conversation on the Bottomline Liberia, because the questions that matter most are the ones we're brave enough to ask.
Okay, on that note, let's say a pleasant good night to all of you, and happy May. The month of May, we hope the month of May will bring you prosperity, happiness, and good health. But for those of you joining us tonight, Yvette Cephas from Atlanta, Georgia, we want to say thank you for joining us. Alfonso Tele, of course, Alfonso is our regular man on the show, and he makes the show warm sometimes. Then we have our sister Chadela Brown Churuple, and of course, Mr. Wieser from Germany. Mr. Wieser, we hope to have you here on some days so that you can tell us your hope and aspiration for the leadership of Germany. And Joseph Blama, as well as Freeman Menkelo Ezekiel. All of you joining us, and we want to say thank you. We'll be back here on Friday, or on Tuesday, sorry, today is Friday. We'll be back here on Tuesday with the official Bottomline. But on tomorrow, Francis Mensah hopes to debut his your story, and we hope that you can be here. And on Sunday, Paul is going to be here with the audience. So all of these programs are here on the Bottomline Liberia discussions, all at 9 o'clock Central European time, 8 o'clock UK time, and 7 o'clock Liberian time. Until then, my name is Linford Gore from Norway. I want to say happy, pleasant viewing and pleasant May 1st. Happy weekend.